Welcome, my friends. It is day 61. I'm Brendan Mitchell. I make a video every day. They are often about losing 80 pounds, and then the other ones are about other things that intrigue me, literature, writing. Sometimes I react to things. I'm becoming a content creator. And I'm using being a big fat boy to leverage my way into becoming a content creator. Is it going to work? Yes. All right? Yeah, it is. All right, maybe give me a second here. Um, Today is an interesting one. I hurt my back because I got too big headed, and that's how I always hurt myself. I always hurt myself because I get a little up my own ass. I I've been full disclosure. I feel like I have to always mention diet things when I'm on here because it's like if I cheat on my diet or something, I'm like, oh, I have to tell YouTube, otherwise they'll think that something bad. Like they won't, you're lying to them. It's kind of a funny way to feel. I haven't cheated on my diet, but I've decided to eat maintenance for the next few days, and I ate maintenance the last 2 days. Maintenance for me is like give or take 2,100 calories. Like that's like I don't know. To be fair, why? So I have been very like I don't care about calories lately. I haven't been hungry. I haven't been wanting to eat. I've also, but like within that spectrum of not having food being my primary thought, I've also been careless. So my wife, is in a sourdough kick right now. She's making tons of loaves of bread every day, and I'm eating it and like guessing the calories, and I'm realizing I don't care. I'm like, I don't know, it's 400. I don't know, it's 200. I'm like overdoing it on purpose or underdoing it on purpose. And so what I'm really doing is I'm being careless because I'm a little comfortable in the diet and I'm a little happy with where it's going. And that's another way that like your exhaustion with dieting can manifest, believe it or not. Like the sign that you're tired of dieting isn't always necessarily like an extreme sense of hunger. It could also just be you suddenly are less concerned. That could also be a sign that you're like you're doing the right thing. But I know for me, I've done this enough times where I know that when I start to just like not really give a shit, I'm like, I don't know, it's enough, or I don't know, it's a little, you're fine. I know that part of me is also just because I'm a little fatigued from counting. So I figure, you know what, eat maintenance a couple days. Why not? Eat the sourdough my wife makes. It's not gonna, nobody ever gained like became obese because they added sourdough to their 1,600 calorie diet for 4 days in a row. So I just don't care. Um, Feels good, not thinking about it, not counting, just eating around 2,000 calories, around 2,100 calories. I'll be doing it for the next couple days, but because of that, I have been feeling very energetic comparatively and very strong at the gym. And today was no difference, and I ended up immediately hurting myself because I got so what's the term kids are using these days? I was feeling myself and shit. So I really like I got in there and I was like, let's throw this weight around, and then I did something very dumb I knew was gonna hurt me, and it hurt me. No, that's where we're at. I won't know how bad I'm hurt until tomorrow morning. Anyone that's had a back issue or has hurt their back, which I would say is all human beings, you know what I mean. Um, to put my back in perspective, 2 years ago, I want to say my dates are off. 2 years or so ago, I hurt my back from a combination of things: burning the candle at both ends, working a lot, working out a lot, eating like shit, not taking care of my body, not sleeping, drinking, still lifting, moving things around at work, sitting down. Whenever I wasn't doing one of those things, I was sitting down all day. And then I squatted. I stopped working out for like 2 months, and then I went back to working out maybe longer than 2 months, and I immediately jumped to a really high weight and I immediately hurt myself. I hadn't squatted in months, and then I was like, oh, I'll squat, near 2 plates. Immediately hurt my back. Herniated a disc in my back. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't lift anything. I was basically immobile. I had to lay down on the floor in my living room for like 3 weeks. Sitting hurt my back for, I don't know, over a year. Taking the subway to work and shit. I mean, it was brutal. I was completely useless. It hurt really bad. And I didn't have any money. I couldn't go to a doctor. I didn't have health insurance. I was between getting like, the health insurance you get when you have no money. So I couldn't really take care of it very well. So I tried to like, take care of it on my own. It was brutal for like a year and a half. And then, it healed. I healed it. I got to go to a doctor and, so that's where my back has been. I've slipped a disc in my back, and I've been very lucky to get my squats and my deadlifts back up without hurting myself. I pay, as silly as my lifts seem sometimes, as much as I am if it isn't very clear, a little overtly critical of my own lifts for the sake of just kind of having something to say. I'm very cautious. If I feel something even slightly weird, I stop lifting. I go, no more. And I just come back the next day and do almost no weight and remedy myself that way. It works. That works. So we'll get into it and let's see what I did to my back. And we'll see, if we can spot together how it is I managed to do this, and maybe we could prevent you from hurting yourself just the way I have hurt myself. So right off the gate, I knew today I felt very strong, and I felt like I think I'm feeling overall bored with a lot of things. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm just going to lift weights and I'm not going to focus on any of my routine. I'm just going to kind of throw weight around and do what I want. I know that that's bad. I know that that's not suggested, but I think that anyone who's been lifting weights for a relatively long time that sees this video, I think you'll know what I mean, where there are just some days where sometimes it's good to just goof off and have a bit of a reprieve. I just wanted to lift weights and see how heavy I could go, see how light I wanted to go. I didn't want to think about anything. I was in a great mood. Maybe I should have gone in there and crushed it in a military style and done exactly what I was supposed to. I wouldn't have hurt myself, but I don't regret it at all. I like having fun. Like if I feel, and this like goes for anything in life, if I feel like I am suddenly in a really fun mood and I want to do something in a really different way and just kind of not think about it, I'm going to choose to have fun because I'm usually not like having fun, So I felt great and I still feel good. I'm not even upset I hurt myself. That's how like kind of happy or like in good spirits I was, probably because I'm eating a little bit more calories than my body needs, or I'm eating like what my body needs for the first time in a while, having more than, 90 grams of carbohydrates in a day. So what I actually did to hurt myself, you'll notice I don't hurt myself on the squat. I hurt myself on while I'm playing with the bar after unracking it. I don't do it here. But you'll see what I'm doing. You see how I'm kind of settling into the bar and I'm trying to get it comfortable. I think these are okay. Let's take a look. And what is this? What is this weight? It's... Fuck, I don't know. I'm an idiot. So like 200 pounds? 245s, 250s, and 210s? I'm not even going to pretend like I can do math. Like, let's not bury the lead here. I can't do math. 45 times 3 plus 50 plus 20. So I'm like doing 205. And then I added 10 here. So this is 215. And this is where I hurt myself. I think this is where I hurt myself. Let's see if I can see it. No, it's not here. But if you see what I did right there, I wonder... shit, I don't think I could zoom in from here. At least I'm not without stopping the video, and I don't want to stop. So if you pay very close attention to what I'm doing here, and this is a habit I have from squatting a lighter weight, where instead of like really getting solid with the weight on my back while I'm under the bar, I kind of shake the bar around on my upper back. I kind of start shaking it and trying to find a sweet spot. I've noticed that the way I unrack the bar is very inconsistent, and it is sloppy. And it is actually the only time I've felt weird squatting the past few weeks, has been in my upper middle back or lower middle back while unracking the bar, not while squatting. And it's something I've kind of been ignoring, despite what I just said about me always following through on stopping when I feel something weird. And I think that whatever way I'm like playing with I'm doing a little butt shake, like a little doggy, shaking the weight on my back, that's where I hurt myself. That is not, I don't think you're supposed to do that with, over 200 pounds on your back. Because these squats themselves, even after I felt weird shaking the weight, these squats themselves felt great. They felt good. Little forward lean there and stuff, but again, no feeling. I'm clenching my abs so hard. I'm supermaning my chest. It feels good. It felt, all of these, by the way, here we're up to 2 plate. These felt light. They genuinely didn't feel heavy to me. I think this is where I do it. So I'm trying to get a good bar position, and there, right when I unrack it, I felt weird, and then I do this. You see how I'm trying to shimmy the weight because I feel like it's not on my back the right way. In the process of shimmying the weight like that, that's when my lower back went ooh, and my lower back started to hurt right then. I still persisted because I was in a great mood, and I knew the 2 plate squat was going to feel light, even though last week it felt impossible, and I just had to feel it. You know what I mean? I had to feel it. Look, I'm always going to be someone that wants to do like perfect form, and it's not important to me to lift heavier weights. But you know what? I'm also kind of a meathead. I want to have fun. I am kind of like I want to have fun. I want to lift heavy weights, and I want to fuck around sometimes. And I know it's risky, but you know what, man? I just wanted to have some. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to lift something heavy today, and I did. I hurt myself, but I didn't hurt myself in the lift. At least that's what that's how I feel about it. I'm fine with these. Yeah, that's low enough. Maybe I'm breaking still not at a perfect time. I do feel like I fold a little too much, but maybe that's just the shape of my body. But again, all of those felt good. They all felt good. I felt like I don't know what I'm doing here. This is another thing I do. I like stretch out my thighs sometimes. This is me. How I show off at the gym by showing I'm flexible, not by lifting heavy weights. By showing how I'm fat but still flexible somehow. Oh my God! Is there a hole in my shorts? Oh no! Oh no! There is. Dude, I wear gym shorts with like ripped underwear all the time. I wear these with like really badly ripped underwear. Oh no. Well, there may be a contingent of people at the gym that have seen my asshole. Well, I guess now I know. Thank God for the camera still being on during this scene. Dear God. All right. Well, look, man, we all gotta go through something like this once in life. Here, peep my ability to do a Chinese style squat. This is because I married a Chinese woman. This is how I got her father to agree to take her hand in marriage. I can hold this like position with my heels together, squatting heel and ass to ground like that for like I don't know an hour. I actually do it at airports because it's very comfortable. How did the entire color tone change? How did the entire color tone change for this? Anyway, I don't remember if I do 3 reps here, but I remember at this point I was thinking, hey, I hurt my back, but it didn't hurt when I squatted. It hurt at the top. I clearly need to work on unracking the bar. I'm unracking the bar, and I also noticed this in the mirror. My right shoulder comes up like this, way higher than my left on every single thing I do that involves my body, everything. And there is a lot of imbalance. This trap, would this be a trap? This trap is way bigger than this one. Not something I'm like dead set on addressing right now, but it's something I'm like very noticing, especially now that like I'm hyper focused on certain things because the weight is quite heavy. I'm like squatting down, I'm looking at myself, and my body looks like instead of my shoulders looking like this, while I'm going down, my shoulders are like that. So I'm also noticing that in the mirror and going, oh, that can't be good, you know. Taking it slow, trying to see how it feels. Yeah, I mean they felt, by the way, they felt good. And last week they felt impossible. You know what I'm saying? You know that feeling? It just feels so good. But here I know it. I'm walking around. I'm going, oh fuck! I hurt my back. I hurt my back. Um, and I was like, I don't know how to test how bad the back pain is. For the rest of my lifts today, I kind of do take it a bit easier. Like I try to do here, this is my 3 sets of 10. It's usually supposed to be lighter than this, like lighter than a plate. I don't think I'm up to this for 3 sets of 10. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw a plate on each side and see how many reps I can do. I'm gonna have a little fun. Again, I was in such a good mood, so I was a little bummed, obviously, that I hurt myself like immediately, just because the moment I started to feel good about myself, I injured myself. But I was still in a fine mood. I don't think I've hurt my back that bad. I know when I've really hurt it, I wouldn't be able to sit in my chair like this. Like right now, when I pinch my hips up, it hurts. But again, we're just gonna have to wait until tomorrow to see like legit like whether or not I hurt myself enough where I have to be worried about it. We will see. It's a part of my body I do have a relatively trustworthy connection with, my back injuries. Um, I was trying to take it slow, trying to do as many reps as I could, trying to keep my wrist straight, trying to get my form better. Everything just felt easy to lift today. I'm so pissed I hurt my back, man. I don't know what that is. That's just, that's just a fat guy doing weird shit the way I get out. That's just how it works when you're fat. Sometimes you do weird shit. I am so bummed I hurt my back. But we'll see. We'll see. I've heard it way worse before. God knows that, right? So it's like, it's hard for me to be too upset. And it's nice to know that I can lift, it's nice to know that my lifts can go up if I just eat maintenance for 2 days in a row. Granted, this could be psychological, right? This could be entirely psychological. It's not like I went from eating 1,600 calories to eating 3,000 and sleeping 10 hours a night. The difference is not that dramatic. I've had a couple extra slices of sourdough bread. You know what I mean? It's like, chill out with the neurotic thought about food in that case. But I was way stronger. I felt way better. I feel bloated. I feel like heavy and like fat in my face and body. But you know what else? I feel strong, you know? And it's like, I get why people at the gym, like there are people at the gym that are super jacked but also super fat. I totally get it. Like it's got to feel kind of good to just be like, I'm a slob and I throw weight around. It's got to feel so good. But as someone who's been like a little twink before, you know, it worked. The twink look is better for me. Trust me. At the very least, my wife thinks so, and she's really the boss here when it comes to how I look. Yeah, these felt great. But also, I think you'll see when I get off the bench, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like trying to tear my spine off. I think this is the one where when I get off the bench, you could tell I'm like trying to go as slow as possible because I keep hurting myself over and over by like trying to ninja my way off the bench for some reason. I also was a little distracted doing these because the phone is leaning against another bench press, and I'm always very self conscious. Someone will want to use the bench and they'll think I'm being annoying because I don't want to annoy anyone. But yeah, here I go. Yeah, here I no flipping on this one, but I kept looking over, you know, to make sure nobody was trying to use the other bench and I wasn't in their way. These, my back felt a little weird doing these, so I stopped them short. Unfortunately, that you will see as I do them, as I get into them. Yeah, and here you'll see I'm trying to feel it out. You know, it's like I was in a like a motorbike crash, and I basically jackknifed myself onto my neck in southern Taiwan, in Kenting, Taiwan. I went like 70 miles an hour into a ditch, and I got up and I just started moving my shoulder and neck like this to prove to myself. While granted I was severely concussed, I was doing it to like prove to myself I wasn't injured. I was. I'm kind of doing that. I'm in that phase where I'm like, no, it doesn't hurt, so you can bend over. You know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, these felt weird each time. I was like, God damn, look at the fat I am too. Wait, you can't see the camera's covering how fat my stomach is. I'm jamming out though. That's got to count for something. Yeah, these were brutal, dude. My back was all goofy. This guy was cool. This guy walking behind me, I'm not gonna stop, but this guy was cool. He was wearing a sweater like a cape and he had sunglasses on. I was like, shit, dude. Let me get in on some of that. I think I do one more rep and then I'm like, you know what? My lower back's not working anymore. Yeah, I'm humping forward trying to get out of it. Yeah. And then I went to do the bike because I'm like, you know what? If anything's going to show me how bad my back hurts, it's going to be sitting in this piece of shit bike for 15 minutes and then standing up. And it felt okay. It felt all right. So I did the bike for 15 minutes as per usual. But that's my day. It's like trying to blaze through this one. But I feel good. I just, you know, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow morning because when I really hurt my back, like when I hurt it squatting, like I said, way back when I herniated the disc in my back, I swear to God, when I got home, I was in like a lot of pain, but I was like, you know what? I think I'll be all right. And of course, this was a time in my life where I was drinking relatively often. So I got like hammered and watched a bunch of anime sitting on my couch. And I was like, oh, my back feels fine. And then the next morning, I woke up and I couldn't put on my pants. And I'm not being hyperbolic. I genuinely could not put my pants on. I could not do the physical motion of putting on my pants or tying my shoes or anything. So we'll see tomorrow morning how much I hurt myself. I don't think it's too bad. I generally have a better feeling. There was no moment of like extreme pain. I just knew when I was rebalancing that weight on my back like this, instead of like really locking into it, and I was getting distracted by the tilt in my shoulders, and I was trying to like micro adjust while squatting and while standing. I know I just felt something a little weird, and the weirdness didn't go away. So right now it still feels very delicate. Like this hurts. Doing this hurts, which is a little upsetting, a little nerve wracking, but we'll see. Doesn't change anything. Even if tomorrow morning I wake up and my back is wrecked, all things continue as planned. You know, diet, same. Go to the gym, do whatever I can to mitigate back pain. Um, Physical therapy, I'm going to say something so ignorant right now. Physical therapy is just a waste of time. I've done it before, and it's just, you know, they just tell me to do shit that doesn't matter. And then I just do like body weight squats and I do core exercises like standing and like clenching exercises that are kind of like feel like flossing my spine, and then I feel way better. That's what I'll probably do. No, you don't have to comment. Oh, don't comment below about what you think I should do about my back. If you think I shouldn't do it that way, I don't want to hear it. Or you can actually. You actually can. I shouldn't say stuff like that. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know, I God knows I appreciate every comment, every like. I really do. I'm in a funny mood today. I am probably streaming today, so that's gonna be fun. Yeah, man. Sometimes you get a little goofy. And when you get a little goofy, sometimes you got to pay the price. And I am paying the price for getting a little goofy. We'll see. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, and I will adjust from there. And yeah, feel free to comment. Feel free to go, hey, dipshit, go to a doctor. Who do you think you are? Because you're correct, and that's what my wife is gonna say to me when I bring this up to her. So you're welcome to join the chorus. Um, Thank you again for watching. A simple one, a lift day. Bren feeling a little chubby, but also in a good mood. It's hard to put me down right now. I would still wrestle anyone watching this, man, woman, short, tall. Full on wrestle Greco-Roman style. I'm gonna shoot the leg. Probably fall, break my jaw on the floor, cry, blame you, get mad at you. But still, at least I tried. Um, I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks again, guys.